Greetings everyone, Eric here and welcome back to another video. My battery's about to die, so let's do this very quickly. We're going to do a review of a shotgun microphone that is currently on top of that thing. So let's get that over before the battery dies. Okay, so today we are looking at this little thing. The Movo VXR10 shotgun mic. So yeah, this is just a universal cardioid microphone that is designed for your camera, but it can also be used for your phone. It has a little adapter for that, which is somewhere in here. I recorded myself opening the box and showing everything inside, so we're just going to shoot over to that footage. I'm just going to put text saying, hey, I did this thing, and let's go over to that. Okay, so I know I seem like I'm rushing this a little bit, but my camera is about to die and it takes a little while for that battery to charge. But anyway, this is basically just a simple cardioid microphone. If you want to know what cardioid is the type of pattern that the microphone has is designed to pick up. So cardioid literally just means it's going to pick up everything in front of it, and it's going to try to reject, or at least not try to pick up anything that's behind it. Now, it can still pick up things behind it, but it'll do a lot less sensitive there. It's way more sensitive in the front. So it's perfect for when you want to point the microphone directly at something or at your at the target that you want to record the audio from. You point it directly at them, picks up that sound, and it'll try not to pick up anything that's too far around it, especially anything in the back. There are other types of sound patterns, including omnidirectional, which means it picks up everything, and then there's the figure 8, which will record anything in the front or the back, but it'll try to reject the sides, so it'll be less sensitive from the sides. But yeah, I'm actually currently using it right now on my camera. It's plugged directly into the camera, so it's just picking up my sound as I'm sitting right here. But another thing I'm doing over here, which you can't really see all that well, is I'm actually recording audio from another microphone. And to make this fair of a comparison, the microphone being recorded on the camera is actually doing its own effects onto the microphone itself. So what I thought would be fair would be to use a similar effect on the recording of the microphone that I'm putting above it. It's the Audio Technica. It is a condenser microphone. So I have some basic EQ, basic compression, all that stuff, but I'm not doing anything in post. This is all things that are happening as it's being recorded. This is what I use for streaming. So the sound you're hearing now, they're the exact same distance from my mouth. They're both pointed directly at my face, so they're picking up everything I'm saying as clear as they can. Yeah, they're literally right on top of each other. They're like this. So they'll be picking up the sound just as clearly. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a couple quick things where I talk a little bit, and I'm going to back and forth so you can hear the difference between the shotgun microphone and the, I would say, more professional microphone. It's the microphone I usually record for voiceover. So obviously this is the shotgun microphone that you're already hearing now. It's being directly recorded from my camera, so it's already baked into the video file. This is the sound of the Audio Technica AT2020 being recorded directly into Audacity with all the effects that I normally use for streaming. Now, normally when I'm streaming, I have it up closer. So this is being recorded at a bit more of a distance, so I'm hoping it's picking this up without noise gate becoming an issue, because I do have a noise gate on it. Now, there is no noise gate on the built-in effect of my camera, so there might be a little bit of a static background noise from that. But I'm also using RTX voice on the condenser microphone, so it's going to try to cut out background noise as best as it can. So from this distance, I don't know if it's going to accidentally cut off my voice at any point. But then we switch back and we're on the shotgun microphone again, so you can hear the sound difference. When I did this earlier on another video that I had uploaded previously, I kind of A/B'd it myself just so I could hear the difference. And I did, it's almost the exact same setup, except it's slightly unfair because the microphone that I'm recording over here was a little closer to my face, so it was getting less of the room picked up. Now that they're both on the same distance, I haven't even heard this yet, so I have no idea what the difference is yet, so this will be a surprise for me later. Maybe I'll record a little bit after, once I have a chance to listen to it, but we'll leave that as it is. This is for you guys to make a decision on whether you like this microphone or if you would rather pick up a regular condenser microphone. Now, the advantage of this is it's portable. It clips right on, as you can see right here on the picture there. It clips right onto the shoe mount that's on top of my DSLR camera. Now, if your camera doesn't have one of those, then you might not be able to use it unless you can find, let's say, some type of adapter clip that you can clip onto your camera to give you that shoe mount. But if your camera has a regular shoe mount, it's just that little thing on the top that slides in, you can use these kind of microphones. And the advantage of it over the condenser microphone is it's portable. You can take this camera wherever you want to go and it'll work just fine. And it'll pick up your sound as long as you're pointed directly at it. Now, the other microphone that this thing is competing with in this price range is one of Rode's microphones. I don't remember the exact name of it, but I do know that it's kind of in a slightly similar price range. It's a little higher. I think it's like 20 bucks higher. So that's what this is directly competing with. Switching back to that microphone real quick, the condenser microphone. So it's competing with the Rode microphone. Now, that is something I would love to test out if I can get a little bit of funds working up. I've been spending a lot lately, especially because of this whole crisis thing. So I'm having to be careful with my spending. But if I have a chance to get it, I will get it and I'll pick it up and I'll get to do an A/B of this and that, because I think I'm going to keep this a little bit longer. Not sure if I'll keep it permanently, but we'll see. I record at a decent enough distance that I don't think it'll be that big of a problem. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it's picking up the room. Now, the room is not treated super amazingly. Now, you can see there's a blanket there behind me. That's just to keep sounds from in here from going outside. There's a door behind there. From going out there and disturbing my father, but unfortunately it's not perfect. It does still allow sound out there. And some of the other walls, especially the ceilings, have no treatment on them. So that's something that's going to affect it. There's a little bit of noise room. Now, some of you might like that. Back to the shotgun microphone. Some of you might like the natural sounds of this because you're picking up the natural tone of the room as if you were in the room. Now, there is something to that. There is kind of this home effect and this comfort sound, as long as the microphone's quality sounds good. Now, from what I've heard so far of it, when I just tested it on its own when I first got it, I think the sound is fine. It's got a little bit of a muddy area in the low mids area, but that's easy to kind of cut out, and it doesn't always appear, so I think it depends on your room, so you might be a little picky with that, or maybe you like that little bit of a kind of a deeper sound, or that little bit of a lower mids, kind of that mud sound that comes naturally in the voice. Maybe you like that tone. But it's easy to EQ this stuff afterwards, especially depending on what kind of camera. You can just do it in your video editing software. You can just kind of EQ it just a little bit. I wish the camera had the ability to do that, but it doesn't give me the option. But the other cool thing about this thing that is really nice is that this thing can actually be used with your smartphone. Now, Movo actually does sell the mount conversion so you can clip this onto your phone. But they give you, right in the box, this little cable, which will basically allow you to take it from the microphone itself directly into your camera. Now, this is something I haven't tested yet, just because it's not something I'm ever going to use it for. But having that feature is really nice. It means you can just plug this directly into your camera and use your camera as a portable option to carry around, just like it would be with a DSLR camera or a point-and-shoot camera. So it's it's really a nice option. I think it's really good to have these kinds of options for your camera. So again, this is the Audio Technica. So this is the tone that I normally would get, although a little bit closer, obviously, when I'm doing voiceovers. But this is the normal tone that I use. This is what I use for streaming. Obviously, again, a little bit distant away, so you're going to pick up more of the room. But I think this is a more fair, relatively fair comparison, just because it's something I already have. And then this is back to the shotgun microphone, so you can understand the differences, obviously. And just to see if you want this kind of sound. You want this kind of sound, which is a little bit broader, a little more open, or would you rather have a condenser microphone that's a little closer to your mouth, or would you rather have a lapel mic, which I don't have with me right now. I'm trying to stop using it because of this thing on my face. And because I wear very baggy clothing, my shirts are always very loose fitting, even the ones that aren't, stretched all to craziness. They're very loose, and so you get a lot of that like clothing sound on the microphone, and I don't really have a means of getting rid of that sound personally yet. If you know of any good techniques for getting rid of it, please let me know. Or if you know of a really good lavalier mic that's known for being able to like ignore a lot of that noise or something like that, please let me know. I would love to try it out, and I would love to try to get a better sound. Because obviously the disadvantage of this is, yes, I'm talking right at it, but let's say I'm just turning around this way, and now I'm speaking at that wall over there, so now a lot of that sound that's going to be into this microphone is going to be the reflection of it off that wall coming back. So obviously you have that effect. If I had a lapel or a lavalier mic on, you wouldn't have that problem because the lapel mic moves with me. Except for when I turn my head, but even then that's not as bad as these things where it's just going to pick up the reflection off of that wall. And that's about all I have to say. I know this is a bit of a talking head video, not a lot of like showing of a lot of things, but I think for microphones, it's all about the sound. And so I don't want to flashy visuals or anything like that. Means nothing. All that matters is the sound. So I wanted to keep this very simple because I think that's the most fair representation of a microphone is how does it sound. Now, I don't have the ability to go outside for a little bit. I wish I could go outside and test it, but I have seen people test these microphones outside, and to me they sounded just as good. They sounded really good. Obviously there's less echo because, you're not in a room, but it's still, the quality sounded pretty good. So that's pretty much all I have. I know I've just been rambling for like 12 minutes, but I just wanted this, I wanted to keep talking because I want you to hear this tone the whole time as I'm, being animated, as I'm moving around, as I'm like swaying back and forth, so you can hear the differences and how it reacts. So if you like this microphone, I will leave a link in the description, obviously, for it, so you can pick one up yourself. It's very affordable. I think it was like $40. But you'll be able to check the link to see if anything changes. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I kind of like the sound. I might use it more often. We'll see. It might give a little bit of a home feeling, you know, like an at-home feeling, so it feels more natural. But we'll see. It just depends on the situation. But thank you so much for watching. Again, link to this product in the description, as well as all my social media and other ways that you can try to support me if you would like to. So yeah, please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Please let me know down below if you have this microphone, if you have similar microphones, or if you have an opinion of this microphone just from what you're hearing now. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any other recommendations for products you would like to see me review, or maybe other types of shotgun microphones that you think would be really good to try with this camera, please let me know. I would love to check them out. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got to say about this thing. It's really cool. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more content, of course, and hit the little bell notification. That way you get that little blinking I can't speak, notifier in YouTube, because YouTube kind of sucks these days. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later, everybody.